And Purpose, an innovative program using the mind-body techniques of martial arts to help ease the pain of children fighting illnesses. Joining me for more now is Rabbi G. He's the founder and international director of Kids Kicking Cancer. Nice to meet you, sir, this morning. Thanks for being here.
My great pleasure.
You have to tell us, Rabbi G, about the inspiration behind Kids Kicking Cancer.
My first inspiration was our daughter. A week before her first birthday, she was diagnosed with leukemia. 34 years ago, it wasn't the treatable pediatric illness it is today. Today, we see great numbers with children doing well with pediatric cancers. At 2 years old, we were in a bone marrow transplant unit, and she would tell the 5-year-old kids in the clinic, "Don't cry," and tell the docs, "No medication today, please." A number of years after she passed away, I found myself as a director of one of the earliest pediatric oncology camps.
Okay.
Came upon this 5-year-old kid in the clinic, and this is a child who's having his port accessed in his chest for his chemo. 2 nurses are holding him down. One nurse has a large syringe to plunge into his chest. Kid is screaming. I walked in on the scene. It was so counterintuitive.
Right.
I just yelled, "Wait!" and they all stopped. Even the kid stopped screaming, and they looked at me. I have a clue I was going to say next. I just said to the nurses, "Could you give me 5 minutes with this child?" And they were happy to leave. The little boy looked at me like I was the governor. I just stayed his execution. And I approached this child, and I said, "You know, I'm a black belt," which doesn't mean anything. With a little kid, it's a wow.
Right.
I said, "You want me to teach you some karate?" He almost jumped off the table. I explained to him, the martial arts, you learn that pain is a message you don't have to listen to. You could breathe in this amazing chi, this energy, this light, and push out the pain. Watch me. Simple Tai Chi breathing technique. 5 minutes later, the nurse came back in. 20 minutes later, she took the needle out, and the boy looked at her and he said, "Did you do it yet?" And that's when Kids Kicking Cancer was born.
He didn't even know that it had happened. You'd relaxed him to that degree.
Pain is a message in the brain. And the more we can teach the children, they have this power, and they believe in the martial arts.
Right.
So giving them the gi, the uniform, and our mantra is power, peace, purpose, that no matter what we're facing in our life, we can breathe in this energy, push out pain, fear, anger, stress. If you ask the thousands of kids we've worked with, "What's your purpose?" they yell out, "To teach the world." So we began by teaching kids, and then we said, wow, we could teach this to adults. We'll just talk slower. And so we started bringing our children to teach adults how to do it. And we brought a group of kids from our Sloan Kettering program to teach Pfizer executives how to do the breath. They got so excited, and we have this trademark breath break, how to use the breath to stop stress, because stress kills us. We did this in front of Pfizer executives in the city. They called us from Italy. We would come to Rome to teach Pfizer Italy how to do this. Happy to do that.
Wow.
They called us back, "Could you bring this, and Pfizer will sponsor us in Italy." We started at the Vatican Children's Hospital, Bambino Gesù in Rome.
Wow.
And which I thought was really cool. An Orthodox rabbi needed permission from the Pope's office to teach an Eastern meditative technique to Vatican children.
Right.
But it's so powerful. And now we're in 10 hospitals in Rome and 42 locations around the world. And the kids are teaching the world.
Rabbi G, your daughter's name, tell us her name.
Sarah Bassian.
Sarah, how old was she when you
It was
lost her?
just past her 2nd birthday.
Just past 2.
And so when I just recently wrote a book. The name of the book is "A Perfect God Created an Imperfect World Perfectly." And in there are 30 life lessons teaching adults how to breathe in the light and push out stress. So the book is all about the children teaching the world. And if these kids who face down the most extraordinary things can take control of their lives, well, wow, I can do this. But when people do it, it helps the children have less pain because it gives them power, peace, and purpose.
Rabbi G, the book is out now.
It's on Amazon.com, all the .com places.
All right.
And this is my first TV presentation about the book.
Thank you for sharing it with us, debuting that here.
But even though we haven't really been publicizing it yet, the number on the counter that the kids see is almost 11,000.
Awesome. So nice to meet you, Rabbi G. We'll put the information up about the book. And give me the title one more time before we go.
A Perfect God Created an Imperfect World Perfectly.
By Rabbi G.
Just look for Rabbi G and
there it is. To learn more about the Rabbi's books as well as other topics we've covered today, go to fox5ny.com. You can also like us on Facebook as well as follow us on Twitter. For all of us here at Fox 5, I'm Antoine Lewis. We'll see you next time for more Street Talk. And as always, thanks again for the company.